First tonight, how bogus police officers have conned several Nottinghamshire pensioners into handing over their savings. It's being called Courier fraud, and victims are convinced that they're helping an undercover investigation into their bank. One couple lost £24,000. Our social affairs correspondent Jeremy Ball has this exclusive report.
Steve was organising the Nottingham Beer Festival when he was contacted by a bogus policeman. He said they'd arrested a relative in Oxford carrying Steve's bank card and £5,000 in counterfeit notes.
Hello?
It all started with a phone call that sounded so convincing because Steve was advised to report it to the local police using a number that's almost identical to the 101 non-emergency line.
He rolled off the crime number. As he'd asked me to do, I called 191 and got the number unobtainable tone. Within 30 seconds, I received a call. This is the police non-emergency line. Have you just tried to call us? I thought it was very clever. It actually reinforces my view that I always held to be very, very careful of people that call me at home.
And why was it so convincing?
He spoke with authority, and you just instinctively, because of the way you're brought up, trust what the policeman's saying to you.
Steve didn't fall for it. He knew it was a scam, but another couple handed over £24,000 after agreeing to make 2 withdrawals from this bank in Sutton in Ashfield and another down the road in Hucknall. They'd been persuaded that they were helping an undercover police investigation. It's a scam known as courier fraud. They were asked to check every banknote's serial number to confirm whether it was counterfeit. The fraudster said that cash was evidence and promised to reimburse them, then sent a courier to collect those notes from their home.
They are absolutely devastated. You know, he can't believe he fell for it, and the things, but he said everything he said was really, really convincing. You know, he thought he was helping the police in an undercover investigation. These officers will tell these people to parcel the money up, ask them for a safe word, and then a bit later on somebody will knock on their door, tell them the safe word, and then collect the money, and they're on their way coming through. So it's just a bit of information.
Steve was more suspicious because he used to be an accountant, but the police have still offered him crime prevention advice because the fraudsters often target the same people all over again.
Well, Jeremy's here in the studio with us. Jeremy, scams like this are awful, of course they are, but why are the police so worried about this recent spate?
Well, Sarah, because there's been a recent spike in these crimes in Nottinghamshire. In fact, Steve's one of 34 people who were targeted in just over a fortnight. Now, 6 of those were conned out of savings, which came to a total of well over £70,000. And this scam is so effective, really, because of the way people are essentially groomed into trusting someone they've never met and then lying through their bank security checks. So typically they'll say they need so much cash for a new car or for a grandchild, for instance.
And we know then pensioners generally in their 70s or 80s are being targeted. So what's the advice to them?
First of all, the really obvious one, always be sceptical about any cold callers, but the police are also appealing here to neighbours and families to watch out for the specifics of courier fraud. And we can show you some of the warning signs here. The police will never ask you to withdraw cash from a bank. They won't ask you to help with an undercover investigation, and they'll never send a courier to collect evidence from you. And Nottinghamshire police say this is a crime that's very elaborate and very convincing and cruel.
Yeah, Jeremy, it really is, isn't it? Thank you very much.